It's okay to go with the flow when you're happy, when things are going well, and you are at a positive place. It is not advisable to go with the flow when you're feeling low, when you're feeling bad, when you're feeling sad, and when things are not going well. I remember David in the Bible when he said, I will rehearse the goodness of God when I am discouraged. That means he had a plan for the days he would feel discouraged. David had a pretty rough childhood. His father basically forgot about him. His older brothers picked on him. King Saul was threatened by him and he had to live in exile. He had a really rough time by the time he became king. So he must have had some really difficult days and sad days and days when he felt discouraged, days when he felt alone, days when he wondered what was wrong with his life and why people hated him for things he didn't even understand. People hated him for no good reason. One time when he went out to try to fight Goliath, his brother just backed at him and he asked the brother, what have I done now? That means he was picked on a lot for nothing. So he had to have a plan for the days when he felt discouraged so that he does not fall back into anything that's not good for his life. Many times when we don't have a plan, we fall back into old familiar habits or old familiar relationships that are no good for us, abusive relationships, relationships where we felt neglected, but at that time when we're feeling bad, they're better than nothing. We fall back into habits like binging on sugar, binging on alcohol, binging on anything that's not good for you. And it usually ends up in feeling worse than you were feeling before. So to avoid this kind of situation, let's have a plan. Let's have a plan like David did. David said he will recall the goodness of God when he feels discouraged. This looks like a gratitude journal. He remembered all the good things that God had done for him. So what does that mean for us? That we have a journal where we write down every good thing that God has done for us. We write down all the miracles, all the prayers that were answered. We write down all the good breaks. We write down all the good things that have happened to us. We write down everything that is good, because when you're discouraged, it's difficult to remember these good things, and you may start feeling like everything is wrong, and everything is not wrong. It's just that at that time you're in a low place emotionally because of all the things you're thinking of that are wrong, and you need to balance that with all the things that are right in your life. The best way to do that is have a gratitude journal. Have a notebook where you write all the things that are good every day or every week. Just write down what you're grateful for. There are so many things you can write. Things that we take for granted, things that we don't think are important. But as long as it is something good, write it down. On the day when you're feeling low, when you're feeling bad, instead of falling back into the old habit that you fall back into when you're feeling bad, instead of binging on biscuits and crepes and all manner of things that you go back to, instead of walking into the bar, instead of calling the person you would call to give you some attention or something else, go back to that notebook. Go back maybe to that place in your phone where you've written all the good things that have happened in your life, all the things that you're grateful for, and read them and let your mind balance out what is happening now, what you're feeling now, and balance it with all the good things that have happened to you and that are even happening now, but you're just not paying attention to them. And then you'll be able to overcome the day that is low, the feelings that are making you feel sad. And if you struggle with depression, this is especially important for you because anything can trigger you into that depressed state. So you need to have your gratitude journal at hand. You need to have all the things that you're grateful for near you so that your mind does not go down into that depressive state again. And you're able to be grateful. You're able to be thankful. You're able to thank God for all the things He's done for you, for all the things He saved you from all the things and relationships that He removed you from, for all the help that He gave to you. And when you're able to be grateful, when you're able to be thankful, you're able to balance your mind and you don't go down into a negative state. You're able to lift yourself back up. You're able to see the sunshine of that day. You're able to feel the joy in your heart again. So it is very important to have a plan. Always have a plan for the days of discouragement, for the days of sadness. Have a plan so that you don't go down into old familiar habits and into old familiar relationships.